You've spent decades building an incredible career, right? Leading teams, crushing goals, delivering real results. But what if I told you that a huge decision about your future could be all but made in the first few seconds of an interview? Today, we are diving deep into the science and strategy behind executive first impressions.
It's a pretty intense question, I know. But let's be real for a second. You've got the resume, you've got the experience, you have a proven track record that speaks for itself. But could all that hard work, all that success, really be put at risk by something as simple as the way you walk into a room?
And the truth is, at this stage of the game, the answer is a definite yes. See, your competence, that's already assumed. They've seen your resume, they know you're qualified. What they're really trying to figure out is something way more important, your leadership presence. They're not just hiring another employee, they are searching for a true leader.
And that leads us right into our first big idea. We usually think an interview starts with the first question, don't we? But the reality is, it starts the second they lay eyes on you. Long before you even get a chance to talk strategy or mention your past achievements, their gut feeling about you is already starting to form.
This quote just nails it. It shows you the critical shift in mindset. The people across the table, they aren't just ticking boxes on a list of qualifications, no. They are making a massive bet on the entire future of their company. They need to see a leader they can trust completely, someone who can command a room and inspire a whole organization.
And just think about how high the stakes are. Some research suggests that up to half of the hiring decision is made by the time you actually take your seat. That's wild, isn't it? It means the game is half won or half lost based on how you enter, how you shake their hand, and just the general vibe you give off. That's the incredible power of a first impression.
So if half the decision is made before you've really said anything, what are they judging you on? Well, it all comes down to the science of communication. And there's a really famous model that helps explain how we connect with people on a deeper level.
Yep, we're talking about a concept from Albert Mehrabian known as the 7-38-55 rule. And honestly, understanding this is a total game changer, especially for high-stakes moments like a big interview. It breaks down the impact of your message into 3 parts, and the numbers might really surprise you.
And when you see it laid out like this, it's pretty startling. Over a half of your impact, 55%, comes from what they see. Your posture, your eye contact, your gestures. Then another 38% is what they hear in your voice, your tone, your pace, that sense of authority. And that leaves a tiny 7% for the actual words you use.
And here's the absolute key takeaway. Most candidates, they spend all their time polishing their answers, obsessing over that tiny 7%. The real opportunity, your secret weapon, is in mastering the other 93%. Your physical presence has to match the powerhouse on your resume, because a brilliant career history, delivered with weak posture, just doesn't add up.
Okay, so how does this all come together? What is that interviewer's brain actually processing in that first minute? Well, it builds into 2 key traits that they are subconsciously looking for. Sociologists have found that we judge people almost instantly on 2 things, their competence and their warmth.
Think about it. If you project only competence, what happens? You can come across as intimidating, arrogant, or even cold. But when you project both high competence and high warmth, you hit that perfect executive sweet spot. That's what looks and feels like trustworthy, powerful leadership. The goal is to signal both, right from the jump.
So how do you actually do it? Here's a simple 4-step playbook for the perfect entry. Step 1. Enter the room dynamically, with energy and good posture. That signals competence. Step 2. Make direct eye contact before you say a word. Step 3. Offer a firm, confident handshake. And step 4, as you connect, add a genuine smile, the kind that reaches your eyes. That's the warmth. So you see, competence first, then you immediately layer it with warmth.
Okay, you've completely nailed the physical entrance. You've projected both competence and warmth. Now it's time to solidify that amazing impression with your very first words. And we're going to use a really fascinating little quirk of human psychology to our advantage here.
This is what's known as the halo effect. And it basically means that if an interviewer forms one really positive impression of you early on, their brain will subconsciously view everything else you say and do through that same positive filter. So your job is to create that halo with your opening statement.
Just look at the difference here. The weak opening is totally forgettable, right? I'm a seasoned operator looking for a new challenge. It's fine. Now compare that to the executive anchor. I specialize in high-stakes turnarounds. Most recently, I took a unit from a $15 million deficit to 12% profitability in 18 months.
See, that's not just an answer, it's an anchor. It's specific, it's driven by data, and it immediately signals incredible value.
So now let's put all the pieces together. When you combine that strong, confident physical presence with a powerful anchor statement like that, you can completely reframe the entire meeting. You actually shift your role in the room from candidate to something much more powerful.
So, let's do a quick recap of the core strategy. First, master your 93%. That's all the visual and vocal cues that have nothing to do with your words. Second, intentionally balance competence with warmth from the very first second. And third, set a high, data-driven anchor with your opening answer to trigger that powerful halo effect.
This quote really captures the ultimate mindset you want to have. You are not there to be interrogated. You're there as an expert, as a consultant, ready to discuss how you can help them solve their biggest problems. Your presence and your opening should make it clear that you're already thinking like a leader on their team.
So, the next time you walk into that room, ask yourself this one simple question. Because your answer is going to determine everything that happens in those first 7 seconds, and quite possibly, the next 7 years of your career.